Hello, welcome back to everyone on the Football Zone and to a weekend review. And we're going to get straight into it with Crystal Palace stunning Manchester City in the final of the FA Cup. What an incredible result for Crystal Palace. Eze in the 16th minute scoring a goal. Mamouche missed a penalty in the 36th minute. Crystal Palace thought they doubled the lead in the 58th minute, but it was ruled out for VAR. But they held on. Man City, and honestly were poor. And I think Crystal Palace, probably deserved the win. They hang on there, dug in and got the win. And what an incredible achievement for that club to be in the Europa League next season, to win the cup. The job that Steve Parish has done has been quite frankly amazing. Man City ending the season trophyless will be hugely disappointing for them, and they've got a job to do to get in the Champions League. But for Crystal Palace, the day is all about them. What a remarkable achievement. Moving on then to the Premier League action we saw in this weekend's action, and it was Aston Villa 2, Tottenham 0 on Friday night. Concert in the 59th minute and Camera in the 73rd minute, who gave Villa the win. And Villa, in fairness, dominated this game really from minute one. Totally in control. Spurs, it's not great preparation for them going into their qualification campaign into their Europa League final, but for Aston Villa in terms of their Champions League qualification, it's a big win for them. Still not in their hands, but they've got a chance. And it's not in their hands because Chelsea picked up a crucial 1-0 win against Manchester United. It was Cucurella in the 71st minute who gave Chelsea the lead. And in the end, it was a tight game. Not a lot of chances either way, but I think Chelsea probably just about deserved the win. A huge goal for them as well. For Cucurella to get it, a great work by Reece James as well. So they'll be absolutely delighted with that. For Manchester United, a disappointing defeat, a narrow defeat, but still another defeat. But for Chelsea, a big win for them, and it leaves it in their hand going into the last day. Moving on into Sunday's action, and we've got Everton taking on Southampton, and in the last game at Goodison Park, it was 2-0 for Everton. 2 goals from Ndiaye in the first half sealed the deal, and Everton were comfortably the better side here. Southampton didn't really lay out God for them, and it's great to see the emotional scenes at the end. I'm going to miss Goodison Park, definitely an amazing ground. But Everton moving into their new stadium, which has been named something weird, hasn't it? Strong. But for Southampton, their sorry season continues, but luckily for them, it's almost an end. West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 2 was the score at London Stadium, a massive win for Nottingham Forest. It was Gibbs White who gave Forest the lead, and Milinkovic who made it 2-0. Bowen Paul were back. We got a ridiculous amount of stoppage time. Forest just about held on to the win, and big win. It's still unlikely to be Champions League football, but they've given themselves a chance. I think that's the main thing. They'll be disappointed with the way it's all panned out, but at the end of the day, the best they can hope for is a chance, and that's what they've given themselves. Moving on into a game between two already relegated sides, Leicester 2, Ipswich 0, and in Jamie Vardy's final appearance for Leicester at the King Power on his 500th start, a 200th goal, it all added up. And McAteer in the second half as well. But it's all about saying goodbye to Vardy, this one, and I think they did so in a nice way. But I could see Leicester find a bit of form, even if it will mark the end of their time in the Premier League for now. Good win for them. I think Ipswich will be disappointed. I think maybe they'll feel their performance deserves something a bit more. But this match was all about remembering Jamie Vardy's historic run at Leicester. But moving on into Brentford 2, Fulham 3, and it was Jimenez in the 60th minute who gave Fulham the lead before Mbumo scored, but then missed the penalty. Whistler made it 2-1, but goals in quick succession from Kearney and Harry Wilson made it 3-2. A lovely goal from Harry Wilson. And Brentford, dominated this game in terms of chances created. They'll be wondering how they weren't really out of sight here. Fulham getting a win, and obviously Brentford will be gutted by that Crystal Palace win in terms of their European chances, and double C-ho here, but a great win for Fulham. Moving on into Arsenal, and they secured a narrow win over Newcastle to secure Champions League football. Declan Rice in the 55th minute scored the goal, and Newcastle probably had maybe the better chances here quite a lot of the game, but Arsenal were clinical, took their chances. Newcastle couldn't quite take their chances, and big win here for Arsenal. They'll be absolutely delighted with that. So I'm gonna say, getting Champions League football, it's not what they're aiming for, but they'll take it at least. For Newcastle, it's not over them yet, but of course you'd expect them to finish in the top 5 next week. Brighton came from behind to beat Liverpool 3-2. And at Amex, Harvey Elliott gave Liverpool the lead in the 90th minute before Brighton equalised in the 32nd minute, and Szoboszlai made it 2-1 in first half stoppage time. Mitoma in the 69th minute made it 2-2 before Hinselwood completed the comeback in the 85th minute. And a remarkable comeback from Brighton puts them in 8th place for a chance of Europe if Chelsea slip up. But a great win for Brighton. Liverpool won't care too much, they're champions at the end of the day, but I think Brighton will take a lot of confidence from that win, and you never know, it could be crucial. In their first game since winning the FA Cup, Crystal Palace came from behind to beat Wolves 4-2. It was Wolsey went ahead in the 24th minute before Nketiah with 2 and Chilwell made it 3-1. Larson made it 3-2, but a late goal from Eze sealed the win for Palace. And yeah, in the end, a deserving win for the champions. And yeah, it's a bit of a party atmosphere all round. Great to see for Crystal Palace. And yeah, clearly you aren't partying too hard because they picked up another really solid victory here. And yeah, gives them a chance for a top half finish, and that'll cap off a fantastic season for them. But for Wolves, yeah, disappointing result. Moving on into Man City, and they defeated Bournemouth 3-1 in a crucial game to boost their Champions League chances. It was Mamouche in the 14th minute with a lovely goal, and then Silva also scored. Kovacic was sent off, as was Cook, in quick succession, but Nico made it 3-0 before Jefferson got a late goal for Bournemouth to make it 3-1, but it mattered not, and Man City get the win. Crucial win for them, moves them up to third, and yeah, they're looking good for a Champions League spot now, aren't they? Which will be relief for them after that FA Cup disappointment, but for Bournemouth, another disappointing result, and yeah, unlikely hopes of Europe all but gone now. And before I go, a preview of the Europa League final, and boy oh boy, I really can't wait for this one. What a game this is going to be. The final of the Europa League, surely whoever loses, the manager's job must be in question. Whoever wins goes from a disastrous season just above the Premier League relegation zone to, a top season, really, getting in the Champions League, you could argue. Maybe not in terms of the league, but yeah, it's going to be so interesting either way. And I just got this thing in my head that Ange said he wins the trophy in his second season. I've just got this feeling it's going to come true. You know, both these sides are so inconsistent. You don't know what you're going to get. Will Spurs finally win a trophy? Will Manchester United do it? I feel like Manchester United are more likely to do it on a big occasion, but at the same time, I just think Ange, you know, he knows what he's doing in his second season. He can get a trophy win. I don't know, I've just got this feeling that Tottenham will get a win and will somehow rescue a disastrous season, and a crisis will continue for Jim Ratcliffe and Manchester United. But I'm going to say it'll be a 2-1 win for Spurs to somehow get them into the Champions League next season and win a trophy. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily football news, meme and content. Subscribe for our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.